Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. One of my favorite ways to fish is frog fishing. Topwater, hull body frog fishing, or any type of toad, topwater frog fishing. I love it. It's one of my favorites. So today I'm going to go through the rod that I throw my hull body frog on. And I don't know why I haven't done this in before, but this rod, better aim this way. I'm hitting a bunch of stuff off the side. This rod has been a really good rod for me, and it's I have other rods too that I really love throwing a hull body or topwater frog on, or even a toad. And so I'm going to combine those two because I'm going to throw those on the exact same rod. And what it is it's a 7.6 heavy action or heavy power fast action rod. This one happens to be by Savage Gear. I started out with the rod that I built, and that one was a really good rod too, but I was testing these out. This is a Savage Gear's squad rod, the cheaper model. It worked out great. Works really good actually. So basically what I am looking for when I'm going to throw a frog, I'm going to be in heavy cover, so I want to make sure I can yank that out of there, but I want a longer rod to make sure that I can cast far, and I have the power to pull that fish out when he pulls me down into the heavy cover. So that's why when I'm going to go frog fishing, I opt for a 7.6, a minimum of a 7.6. You can do it with like a 7.3, or 7.4. Actually, I think this is a 7.4. This is a 7.4. But I do prefer a 7.6 heavy, but this is a 7.4 heavy, still fast action rod, but I do prefer a 7.6, maybe a little bit more, but I try not to go too big or too long on the rod, other than throwing swim baits, big swim baits. But for frogs, 7.4, 7.6, perfect, perfect spot for me. And like I said before, heavy power fast action rod. And what that's going to do for me is the length. Like I said, I'm going to be able to get that frog out there, and it's going to be easier to cast it out farther if I want to. Sometimes you don't want to get out too far because you got that much cover to pull that bass through when they bite, but it's easier to cast. Easier to get a little bit further of a distance. And then the power, it's going to help me get that fish out of the heavy cover. And I'm going to set the hook as hard as I can as soon as they hit it, and I feel that they brought it down. I'm going to set the hook as hard as I can. I'm going to bring that rod tip way up. I'm going to just reel as fast as I can to get them out of there. So, and sometimes they bring it down and you get stuck in heavy cover, and you got to winch them out of there. The heavy power rod with the fast action is going to get you there. So that's the big reason why for the rod. Now the reel you want now. So this reel in particular isn't actually designed for heavy power or heavy fishing. Like the drag isn't that great, but it works. It works out just fine. So you want to, with the reel, you really do want like more of a heavy duty reel. This is a 100 series from Quantum. It's a 100 series. You want the next series up. So for me, for the Quantums, it's a 200 series or 300 series, and that's going to be perfect. So for what I like to use for Quantums is basically in something like this is a Quantum HD. It's a 200 HD, or for me 201 because it's a left-handed reel. So that's for me a 200 HD from Quantum. But this one still works just fine too, and a lot of other reels work fine too. You just gotta mess around with them, tighten up that drag really tight, and pull them out of there. Eventually though, it will mess with your drag, and it's gonna kind of break it down a little bit. This one already has a little bit, so I got to replace this reel. So anyways, that's what you want, or what I want. That's what I'm looking for. And what I want too is I want a high speed reel, somewhat higher speed. This is 7 to 1, but I would prefer a 7.3 or an 8 to 1. And I know it's a little bit higher, but when they hit that and hit your bait and bring it down, you want to get them back to the boat as quickly as possible. Once you get them up on top of the water, ski them in, and that higher speed reel is going to get you there. And sometimes too, when they take it down, they're underneath the cover and they're already darting. You want to catch up to them as soon possible too. So that's what that also will do. Line, I mean, a lot of guys will throw 65 pound braided line. I really do like the 50 pound braided line. This is the black braided line. As you can tell, it's not pure black right now. I've had it on there for a couple of years, so it's kind of grayed out. But as soon as this line actually hits the water, it actually turns back to black. So yeah, back in black. This is I mean, I really love this line, and you know, I'm gonna buy more of it. And it's not any more expensive. It's even a little bit cheaper than you know, other brands of line as well. And this is that Bass Pro Shops XPS black braided line. Been really good. I tested it out for a couple of years now, and I haven't had any issues with it. None. It didn't break off on me at all. You know, like in an awkward manner, or no issues. So it's been really good for me. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for in something like this. And you know, there's a lot of rods out there where you can buy that are, you know, top dollar, you know, $300-400 rods. You don't really have to do that. I mean, sure, you do get some of the quality, you know, more quality rods out there like that, and you do get some better warranties with those as well. But you know, this rod, I mean, and this isn't the only brand that does this, but this rod's got. I paid, I think, okay, so I bought this one online from somewhere in California. They're having a sale at another store, $53 for this one, or just a little under $60. It's a steal for this rod, because this rod is normally close to $100, and they were having a big sale, so I bought a bunch of them. But typically these rods are between $80 to $100, brand new, you know, without sale, and that's still a really good price. As a matter of fact, I bought, this is the one I bought to test. This is the original one. Bought this one to test to see how it would stand up. Did great. And Savage Gear isn't the only brand out there that has rods, you know, of that value and quality. That quality at a lower value. So, you know, check them out. You know, play around with those as well. You know, the different brands. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, this is a pretty short one, but it's, you know, just keep it simple. Heavy rod, heavy reel, heavy line. Throw it out there, and you know, the reel, you're gonna have to mess with some of your settings on there, the tension knobs, and you know, just to make sure that everything's all set to go. But tighten up that drag all the way. Even if you got like a very powerful reel that's got a ton of, you know, drag pound, you know, it's rated really high, still crank it all the way down. You want to get those fish out of there as soon as they bite. So I mean, the thing is with frog fishing too, you know, you're not gonna, as soon as you see the big explosion, you don't want to set the hook as soon as you see the explosion, because sometimes they might miss it, or you know, they might not have it in their mouth all the way. Give them a chance to grab it, take it down. Once you feel the pressure, you know, it happens fast. Trust me, it happens really fast. As soon as you feel the pressure on your line, then set the hook and reel them in. But I've also, I mean, I still to this day, sometimes you anticipate that bite, and when it happens, sometimes you just set the hook out of instinct, and sometimes I still set it too fast. I still have to, you know, give myself some restraint. But if you can, try to wait, count down like say 1001, and then go. And before you finish that count, a lot of times what you see, if the fish doesn't have it, that frog will rise back up to the top. And then, you know, and then if it does that, don't reel it in fast. Keep working that frog, because typically that fish will still be underneath there wondering, well, where'd it go? I missed it. Where's this frog at? And then sometimes you may not even have to work it at all. They might just come back and just crush it again. So a couple of little tips there. But guys, that's it. You know, this one's a 7.4 heavy power, heavy power, fast action rod. I do prefer a 7.6. 7.4 or 7.6 will work just fine. So pick yourself up, you know, one of these, you know, a good strong reel with a lot of good drag on it, and then I go 50 pound minimum. So the other thing with the line is the smaller diameter line is it helps you cast, you know, farther too, but it casts a lot easier than a thicker braided line, and it's less effort as well. So I mean, you're not always going to want to cast out a mile, but the less effort that you have to throw into a cast, the better it's going to be on your body, your arm, and you know, because you're going to cast a frog, you're working and you're twitching that frog all day long, your wrists and your arms going to get sore and tired. So that will also help as well. So all right guys, that's it for this one. I really appreciate you guys sticking along for this one. This is my frog rod. This is what I'm looking for whenever I'm going to go and throw a frog. This rod setup. Now, it doesn't have to be brand specific. There's a lot of good brands out there too. So go out and, you know, if you don't have one already, go find yourself one and rip some lips. All right. Thanks again for watching. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and we'll catch you next video.